Salama, Salama family, how y'all doing tonight? So glad to have everybody in the building. Oh my goodness, we're going to have a great conversation, y'all. We're going to chillax a little bit tonight. We're going to talk about some stuff that has been on, I think, all of our hearts, especially over this last year and change, with us talking about the second Exodus a lot, and how Yah is moving, how he's moving in all of our lives. But we're going to have a wonderful conversation with Brother Atur and Sister Isha as they are getting ready to take us through their journey and their process. But how was y'all weekend? Let me know how y'all weekend was. I'm going to say hi to a couple of people in the chat before I welcome my special guest in tonight. But how was y'all weekend? In light of everything that's been going on this week, I know it's been kind of crazy. This has been Passover week. But let me know if your weekend has been good, if it's been blessed. If it's been stressed and you need prayer, feel free to email us at prayer@the714movement.com. Let me go ahead and say a couple of shout outs to my family in the building. Peace and blessings to Angie Love Yah. So glad to have you here. Peace and blessings to the one I'm going to be interviewing tonight. All right. Brew Queen, shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Stephanie, Salama, as always. So good to see you. Caribbean Princess, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Tell me which island you're from, Caribbean Princess. Please do. Let's see here. What else we got going on here? Brew Queen, did I say what's up to you already? I can't remember. If I did, you get a double one. Salama, Salama. Second Birth Hebrew. Peace and blessings. Shalom, good to see you. Rebirth of Israel, so glad to have you in the building. Thank you for coming in. Lynn, grace and peace, so glad to have you. Shalom. Scott Garrett, shalom. Shalom to you as well. Thank you so much for coming in. Brother Robert in the building. Good to see you, Brother Robert. Thank you so much for stopping through. Y'all check out Brother Robert. He did a great live the other day on the book of Jasher. So crazy, right? Because my husband was just talking to me this morning about the book of Jasher. It's like one of his favorite books. So we started reading that. So it's interesting that he was doing the live on it. So thank you so much for being in the building, Brother Robert. James, Salama, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming through. Cam 2 players always. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much. Driz, Judah, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you. All right, Brew Queen said, awesome weekend. Hallelujah. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. That's what's up. And I want to say peace and grace to Sheila Garland. Thank you so much for coming in the building. Okay, you're from Curacao. That's how you say it, right? Curacao, sister island of Grenada. Yeah, that's right. Some people probably be like, how do you pronounce that? Curacao. I believe that's how it is. All right. Then we have Vanessa. Thank you so much. Shalom, and thank you so much for coming through. All right, y'all. I'm so glad to hear that some of y'all had a good weekend, and now we're getting ready to invite our special guest in for the night. Y'all know they've been here before. Yeah, they have been here before, but tonight, y'all, they got some great info they want to share with us. So we're going to welcome in Brother Atur as well as Sister Isha. Welcome to the building. Say hi to the fam, y'all.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom, shalom, family. How y'all doing tonight?
That's what's up. Everybody doing all right, right? And Kara, oh, she, okay. I got to say it with her accent. She said, Karaxo. I said, Karaxo, man. Me ain't said no about Karaxo. Y'all ain't know I'm a Southern Caribbean gal. Anyway, peace and blessings to Christian Jackson up in the building. All right. So thank y'all so much for coming through. We're so glad to have y'all here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, for sure. Y'all know we have been talking about a whole lot that's been going on with y'all journey. And tonight we're just going to really just chop it up and dig into where the Most High is leading y'all. So first, if you could, I know y'all were on my first ever edition of Jerusalem Mindset way back a couple of months ago. But just for a refresher, could you start by letting us know about the beginning of your journey as finding out that you're Israel?
Yeah, sure. So Sister Ashonda was actually the one that dropped the bomb on us.
Cracked us over the head with it.
We thought, that she's been our sister for a long time, but at that time, we thought she was just trying to start confusion. But
Wait, now, hold on now. We got to say it right. It was her and Brother Aaron, her husband too. They
That's
sat us
right.
down. So,
Yeah, we're troublemakers together, right?
yeah. But you know what? We appreciate it because we'd still be sitting there doing things the way we used to do it,
not
just
knowing
lost. So we appreciate that crack in the head from y'all, man. We
Yes.
really appreciate that. We know all these years later now that it was done out of love,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
y'all wasn't crazy, so.
I mean, we the crazy ones now. We're in that crazy mode.
That's right. Crazy is a new normal.
Yeah, after Sister Shonda told us, we got put on to Pastor Darby actually by Sister Shonda.
Right.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, because from there we went from Pastor Darby, with his untimely passing. Pastor Darby actually put us on to Pastor Omar, and then we actually linked up with Pastor Omar and are still linked up with Pastor Omar from Philadelphia Christian Church out of Louisiana. I became the president of the School of the Hebrews chapter of Atlanta when we moved from South Florida to Atlanta. I've been doing that for the last 3 years, and we're getting ready to launch here April 28th. Philadelphia Christian Church of Atlanta is going to be getting launched here April 28th. So we're excited about that.
I got a question for you real quick because I saw that School of the Hebrews had posted like a video saying that they had the keys. Was that the assembly that they had the keys to? Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah. So what happened with that was they were leasing that building, and the gentleman who owned it, he didn't want to sell it to Pastor Omar at first.
Right.
And then during the pandemic, the Most High touched his heart, and they were able to do it. Even during a pandemic, when nobody's really been at the churches because the quarantines and all of that different stuff, the Most High worked it out for Pastor Omar and everybody there, and they got the keys.
Wow, that is something else. Watching them sign the paperwork and everything, and just seeing, smiles across their face. That was pretty cool. But yeah, that's amazing. And it's so funny how the Most High will take you through a journey, right? Because like y'all were saying initially, y'all were still living in South Florida at the time, but y'all were getting ready to journey to Atlanta, not knowing. Because I remember having these conversations, and we were like, okay, so why are you moving to Atlanta again? You're like, because God told me so, right? He told me to do it, but not knowing that this message would be attached to your purpose there in such a remarkable way. Wow, that is incredible. So now that we got a little bit of the backstory on how y'all became, I guess you could say, awakened to your Israelite identity, still born again, still love Yahusha. Tell us what it is that Yah has been putting on your heart to do and why it is that we're here tonight.
You want me to take care of this one? Okay, I got this one. All right. So we've been here in Atlanta now 3 years. And about a year ago, the Most High put it on our heart that he was going to call us from here. Now, we didn't know exactly what he meant by I'm going to call you away from here, because when he told us I was calling you out of Florida, at first we didn't know we were coming out of Florida. We thought we were just moving maybe like North Florida, Central Florida. We didn't know he was going to bring us all the way up to Atlanta. And then the Most High revealed to us that we were going to Africa. And so when he told us we were going to Africa, it was like, are you sure? Because sometimes the Most High tell you something, and you want to test it. You want to test the spirit. So it's like Most High Africa, because let's just be honest. Most of us are pretty ignorant to what Africa is like because we believe what media has told us, what they taught us in school. And even still to this day, when we tell people we're going to Africa, we get, little smart remarks, and we know they be joking, but they really believe that, they think people in Africa still living in huts,
Right.
running around naked, shooting people with darts and stuff, but then when we start showing them pictures, they're like, wait a minute, that look like Miami, look like Atlanta, look like LA, looks like New York. It's like, yeah, there's not running around in huts. Now you got rural areas like that, but it's not what we were taught, And so the Most High told us we were going to Africa, so we started doing our research. TAU Ministries played a big part in us actually looking into like Africa's, with the lessons they were doing. And then TAU one day he had interviewed T3 and me. And we had reached out to T3 and me, and it's been a wrap since then. They've been our contact on the continent, and so we're just ready to go now.
Yeah, I just want to add, in addition to that.
Wow, that is something else.
In addition to that, just talking about the obedience, when it comes down to the Most High, how we got to Atlanta was obedience. We thought we were going to be moving somewhere else in Florida, because that's my home, South Florida. And we didn't know until we actually started taking steps of faith. We started taking steps to say, okay, Most High, where do you want us to go? Not just asking, but going, driving places and saying, okay, do you want us here? Do you want us here? Where do you want us? And as we began to take steps of faith, that's when he revealed to us exactly where we were going. And the same thing has happened with TZ. We knew he wanted us to go. Tanzania's TZ, y'all. We knew he wanted us to go to Africa, but we didn't know what part of Africa he wanted us to go to. So we began to take steps of faith. Okay, Most High, where do you want us to go in Africa? So we started doing research on different countries, praying about them. Initially, we thought we were going somewhere else, but as we continued to pray and ask the Most High, he drew our hearts to Tanzania. And that was about a year and a half ago when we first started, began to get drawn to Tanzania. So it was through those steps of faith that we got our answers each time.
Right. And, it's powerful.
Wow. And, I really didn't know too much about Tanzania, or you said Tanzania, or I still say Tanzania, but I really didn't know a whole lot about it until we started having the discussion. But what an amazingly beautiful country. And then, to find out, all of the things that were taking place there with President Magufuli and, just standing for his countrymen, just standing so strong and being a strong and bold believer, and I rest his soul, because, man, it's just like, I've been hearing about this repatriation from so many people. Okay, I'm going to go to Africa, and we, different countries trying to figure out where we're supposed to go. But then it seemed like there's this real focus lately on Tanzania. And I love the fact that, that Yah is using you all to take these steps and measures of faith, because it really is a faith walk. Let's just keep it 100, y'all. I mean, we can talk about, our second Egyptian captivity in the United States and even in the UK. We could talk about that. But the truth is that a lot of us are on the inside. We're a little afraid to leave our comfort zone of what we know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Did y'all wrestle with that at all? Did y'all go through any of that?
We? Yes.
What do you mean? Still are.
Yes, we're still nervous.
Like for example, today, so we leave in 2 months. Okay, our flight leaves out of here in 2 months, and so we, been getting rid of furniture and everything. And as you start seeing this furniture go out the house and people stopping by and, picking up stuff, and it starts to really hit you that, okay, this is really going down.
Yeah.
And it started when we first got our tickets. When we got our tickets, it was like, I remember saying to my wife, I was like, babe, we just bought these tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is really about to go down. Like the Most High is drawing us over there. We are leaving everything that we know, everything that we are accustomed to follow the Most High. You know, but the greatest part about it was my wife reminded me about the story of Abraham. You know, and how he was told to leave everything he knew. You know, and at least I know where I'm going. You know, Abraham, he left. He had no idea where he was going. He just grabbed his stuff and just started walking. You know, so
Mhm.
you know. But when she said that, it really encouraged me. You know, and I was so thankful for that because you know, as the head of my household, I'm responsible for her. You know, and I'm taking her to a place where you know family isn't right there.
Right.
You know, it's not like you know here in the U.S. family is just a call away. You know, it's an 18-hour flight. So, you know, we're
Yeah.
not used to the customs and everything there. So it's a trying moment.
It is.
Wow. You know, and I can imagine to some degree. I understand how you feel because you know when we had to uproot from Florida to come here to the VI, it was a little bit like that. But at the same time, it wasn't fully like that for me because I lived here before and my family's here. But for my family, being that my husband is what they call it in St. Thomas a Yankee, and our children, you know, are stateside. You know, not not having lived here before. Yeah, I tell you, it's a whole different culture here. But not having lived here before, it was an adjustment for all of us. But yeah, it's like, you know, when we did it, it was like all of a sudden, you know, the Most High just supplied our needs and, you know,
Right.
added to us. And we didn't know at the time, you know, because we were in the process of buying our home. We had no idea, you know, that we were going to be going here. But that fear still, it's like it kicks in because it goes like, okay, you know, I really can't stand it here. I can't, but am I going to be able to get along over there and deal with the adjustments that I don't even know are coming? I don't know what those, you know, what that's going to look like. So have you, but you guys you haven't done this blindsided. You all have taken time to actually study. And so I want to hear about
Yes.
that. This part of the journey where y'all have taken time because you talked about T3 and me. How have you all prepared for this journey? And then we're going to really tie that into what y'all are doing with Stepping Stones to Home.
Well, initially, like I said, we prayed and asked the Most High. And when He led us to Tanzania, we began to watch YouTube videos, Google, you know, about Tanzania, what it was like, what the government was like over there. And like my husband said, through Tayu, we were able to connect with Siobhan and Tim from T3 and we began to get consultations through them. We were able to be put in contact, well, to join a group that's in TZ and talk to a lot of the people that were already on the ground there. Also talk to people who had just arrived there. And we just began to ask them all the questions we needed to ask for repatriation. You know, how do we go about, you know, getting our visas? How do we go about getting housing? Every single thing. What do we need to bring when we come there? What things should we leave here? What are the rules there? What are the dress codes there? Everything that I could think of, I was asking those questions. And so through a lot of the consultations, and you know, we got websites and different things from them, and we're able to go on the websites and look at different things to get the information we needed, especially when it came down to visas and everything like that, and the rules to living in the country. So that's some of what we did.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they answered all of our questions. You know, they have been such a big help to us.
Yeah.
You know, and the crazy part is, through this whole journey, the biggest thing that we've learned is that there are so many of our people leaving and heading to the continent from all across the four corners of this flat earth.
Yeah.
Right. And when you start hearing about these people, there's like literally hundreds of people going to the continent of Africa every month.
Every month.
And at least every day, someone else is joining the group that we're a part of over there to get more information about, coming. Someone saying, got my flight, I'm flying out. And so it's just been like, wow, what is the Most High doing? And then he showed us, he said that one by one, I will send my angels to gather you from across this earth, and that's what he's doing, and he's pulling his people out, and one of the coolest things that we've learned about where we're going in Tanzania is Dar es Salaam means house of peace, which is the same thing that Jerusalem means. And then Tanzania itself means wilderness.
Wow.
So, yeah. And so when the Most High showed that to us, we was just like, yep, that's where we going.
Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Chef Love 51 for the super chat. Really appreciate that. You guys, I mean, just hearing, about your journey is just amazing to me because again, it's a leap of faith. But let me ask you, because I don't know a whole lot about the country of Tanzania. Are there specific cities that are that are considered, where more of our people are traveling to? Are there like how you have in the States, you got states and then you have cities within those states? Or how is the layout of there? Where is it that you all are going to be living?
We're going to Dar es Salaam. For the most part, we hear most of our people saying they're going to either Dar es Salaam or Arusha. Arusha is more northwest Tanzania.
Close enough. Oh my God.
Right, close to the big mountain. And where we're going is Dar es Salaam. It's right on the Indian Ocean. And we have a lot of our people there. Like, we have probably a couple hundred people in our group there.
Wow.
And that's just our group.
And that's just our group.
Wow.
There's thousands of people arriving from, returning back to the continent, like I said earlier. But yeah, so they have regions. So Dar es Salaam has different, I guess it'd be like cities within Dar es Salaam.
Yeah.
But Dar es Salaam is the major city. But then inside of it, it has, you remember like down in Broward County, Ashonda, how you had Broward County, but you had Fort Lauderdale, Pompano, Coconut Tree. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
Okay, wow. And okay, so you said Dar es Salaam, it means house of peace.
Yes.
And this is where hundreds of just your groups. So how many groups are are represented there right now that have been repatriating over to that part of Africa?
I don't know. I know we were a part of another group originally, and they had more people than the group we're currently in.
Yeah, I think that group had about 400 people by itself in it.
So, and everyone that are in these groups, they either have already repatriated or they're preparing to repatriate to Tanzania.
Because you don't just have Hebrew believing Hebrews returning. You've got people, who are in ancestral worship who are returning also. They don't know why they're returning. They just feel this call to come back. They think it's the ancestors calling them, but they don't realize it's the Most High calling them,
Right.
we gonna get that straight, but but yeah, they're getting called, hey, look, the kings and queens got to return, the two sticks got to become one again.
We believe the Most High is calling a lot of his people out now to prepare for the mass exodus that we know is gonna happen. And I believe by a lot of us being called out now is preparing a place for our people to go to when we get there, because I do believe parts of Africa is the wilderness. I believe that. So we believe we're there like the preparation party.
Right.
Okay. So is this a group that you all found on Facebook that y'all are connecting with, or is this a group that is outside of just that came through, represented through another social platform? How did you connect with these group of people?
It's through T3andMe, but it's not on Facebook. Our group is actually through WhatsApp.
Oh, okay.
Our group is
Okay.
through WhatsApp. So both groups we were a part of were both WhatsApp groups. But I know they do have groups on Facebook. We're not a part of them, but they do have groups on Facebook as well for people who want to repatriate to Tanzania.
Right.
But, you know, not just Tanzania, because there are groups for people going pretty much everywhere in Africa. The main ones I hear are Tanzania, Ghana, Sierra Leone now,
yes.
Senegal, and I forget the other name of the one place over there. But yeah, it's about 5 or 6 countries. I hear a lot of people saying they're going to, right up. I guess all of them are sub-Saharan Africa, right at the top of sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay. Well, you know, I mean, I want to, in one sense, I want to romanticize the journey, right? Because I want to believe so much that, you know, if we went there, that it would just be no obstacles. But have you all had to deal with any of the nuances that have affected our people who have gone over to there? Have you discussed any of those things with the people who have already traveled, like some of the things that they've come up against?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things that, you know, they have been reminding us is that once we get to the continent, well, before we get to the continent, we want to start decluttering our mind with the westernized ways that we think.
That's
You know,
big.
all the things that we're used to and accustomed to here, you know, because unfortunately, coming out of the West, you know, the United States has always been known as pretty much like king of the world, if you want to put it like that. Okay. And we, you know, Americans go places and they just feel like, no, you have to be to our standards, you know, and it's like, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
You know, it's like I can't do in your house what I do in my house because that's your house, you know.
Right.
So when you go to another country, you have to respect the way that they do things. You know, like for example, one of the things that we love about Tanzania is they have a modesty factor there.
Yeah.
So like Ashonda, you know, down in South Florida, we go to the beach.
That's Skin City.
That's Skin City. You know, some of the stuff we used to see, you'd be like, is she dressed? You know, but there they will literally tell you need to cover up. Not like in a mean way, you know, but they will tell you, you know, hey, you shouldn't be out here like that, you know, because they don't believe in showing all that flesh. They don't even like for the men to do it. So, you know, I'm not being sexist or anything. They don't like the women to do it or the men, you know. So when you get there, you have to realize this is how they do things. Down to their toilets are different from the toilets we have here. You know,
Really?
it's called a squatting toilet.
Yeah, that's not what I'm having to get used to right now.
You know. Now the cool part is because there's so many of us coming back over there, they've started bringing in the toilets that we're used to here.
A lot more, yeah.
You know,
Like,
yeah. So they're considering
some American toilets.
Yeah, you know, they're actually excited about us coming. And but to go back to your question, sorry, I was about to go off into something else. They I have a habit of doing it, y'all. I apologize.
That's all right.
So they just started really driving over there. It's not like it's been here. So, you know, they let us know traffic lights, you know, is not a big, they don't really have a lot of traffic lights. Like in the city, the roads are paved and everything, but you do have roads outside of the city that are still dirt roads, you know. And you have a lot of motorcycles, what they call, what's the name of it? The Bujaji, you know, and so they just be riding. They be riding. You know, they honk and get you out of the way, but you just gotta be paying attention, you know. What else? Their food is different because they got real fruit over there, y'all. So some of y'all might not know this. Bananas are supposed to have seeds in it.
That you can see.
Okay.
What?
So yes, they got real fruits over there. And it's amazing. the way they do things over there is things you got to get used to. Is the houses over there are really different from here. You know, they're beautiful houses, though. Beautiful houses. And, you know, for all those people out there that think, you know, oh, Africans are poor, let me tell y'all something. They don't have a credit system like we do here in the United States. So if you see an African with the new iPhone, they paid for it. If you see an African with a house, they paid for it. You see them driving around in a Mercedes, it's paid for. You know, we over here putting stuff on credit, making payments, you know what I'm saying? Barely trying to pay
Right.
for them. You know, everything they got, they own, you know.
Oh yeah, you pulling up them beautiful, clear,
I'm showing some of these beautiful pictures now. It's
clear.
looking nice.
I'm a beach baby anyway, so I'm like,
Yes.
the Most High knew where to send me.
Wow. And look at the elephants
Yep.
and
Yeah,
the giraffes.
if you guys are animal people and you like to watch, you know, National Geographic's The Serengeti, it's there, and
Yep.
TZ.
And
So
look over here, because I was going to ask you all if it was mountainous or it's flat, but it looks like it's both mountainous region and flat. So is
yeah,
that like a volcano over there?
Now that's Mount Kilimanjaro.
Is that Mount? Oh, oh my goodness! Wow,
Hey,
that is
can
amazing.
I drop a little nugget just for people to think about and do research on?
Yes.
So, you know, and the Bible tells us that when it describes the different parts of Judea, it talks about Lebanon, talks about a mountainous area that has is Laban, which Laban means white, like with snow. So the area that's covered with snow year round. Mount Kilimanjaro is covered with snow year round. So it's just something to
Mount
think about
Kilimanjaro.
when we talk about where Israel really is. But you know, I'm gonna leave that to
I'm
the
gonna.
scholars. I'm gonna leave that to the scholars like Teu and all them. So I'm gonna leave that to them. But it's just a little nugget for people to think about.
This is it right here, covered with snow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that is so interesting, right? That in the motherland, in the continent, okay, that's rich with heat, that there'd
Yep.
still be snow right there.
Still snow.
I just want to add some other things that we have heard that they've run into. A lot of people go there, and I guess they're trying to cheat the system into staying there. And so they're not properly preparing. They're going in and getting visas where it's only supposed to be for 3 months, and you can renew it once, but they're trying to basically cheat the system. So it's kind of like they have something now that they have started to work out. You can actually work with government officials that will help you to be able to stay there without having to cheat the system, you know, because people were starting to get, you know, kicked out. We were beginning to get noticed because people trying to fly under the radar and everything. And it's like they had to learn, you have to go into this doing it the right way, you know, learn how to get the proper visas, learn the proper avenues so that you can stay there. So you don't have to leave, you know, every 90 days. I mean, once you're there for the 3 months, do what you need to do so that you can stay there long term, and continue to renew those visas so you can stay there until you can get citizenship. They're fighting for the right to abode there.
Right.
As we speak, our people there. So we believe it's going to happen soon, but that's one thing, one problem they ran into, because you can get what is it, a tourist visa?
Yeah.
And it's for 3 months, so you can get the multi-entry visa, which is for a year. But we ain't trying to go there and stay for just no year. You know?
Right.
So we have been doing our research and connecting with people to show us how we can get the visas for 2 years or 5 years and to be able to renew them. So we're trying to take the proper avenues and work with the government so that we're not asked to leave.
Right.
Right.
There's another group there that had started all the paperwork that made it all the way up to President Magufuli's desk. Now, no one is sure if he looked at it before his untimely death.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I paused for a second on that one.
I understand.
But something that was big when we found out about that is they didn't understand why so many of our people were coming there. They didn't really understand what was going on with our people here in America. So when they started in this letter, they started breaking everything down to him, how we were treated, and just how unfair things were to us here, and so it quickly moved up from the local officials and made it all the way to President Magufuli's desk. So like my wife said, we know that they're working on getting us the ability to abode there legally in the country. Mm-hmm. So y'all keep us in prayer about that. But yeah, man, this journey has just been amazing, and it's just getting started. It's getting started, and I just want to encourage anybody really quickly. You can reach out to T3andMe also, and like I said about the consultations, and I mean they will put you in contact with lawyers and everything there that you can get the process started before you even get there. So
yeah, and that's great because they have kind of established a way to help all of us who are having that desire to move in faith and take this next step and going and repatriating Africa. And so I love that the Most High is putting people there in place to learn all the things they need to learn to then help us so that we aren't going there feeling overwhelmed with not really understanding what we're getting ready to get into. Thank you so much for the super chat, Amstone. It's interesting what you talked about with these visas because my sister, she actually ended up moving to Costa Rica a couple of years ago. And because of everything that happened with COVID, they put everybody out, just recently of the country. But she was saying like they had to renew every 3 months and things like that. And she did a lot of research, too, and going before she made the decision to go. But is that a concern that with everything encroaching, especially now with Magufuli passing and they're putting in this new, well, I guess she was the vice president and now she's taken over the position. Is there a concern that's growing at all that the government could decide that they want to not extend the welcome to people who are outside of the country, not even outside the continent, to make everybody to leave at any point? Is there a real concern for that, or is this like, no, we're going to be able to settle once we move there?
When it first happened, it was kind of a punch in the gut, when we heard about his untimely demise. Yeah. But then the Most High had to remind us that he's the one that told us to go there, and he had to remind us that it doesn't matter what roadblocks get thrown in front of us, that as long as we seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all of its righteousness, he's going to take care of everything else according to his will. And all we know right now is his will is for us to go to Tanzania. So we're going to keep moving forward.
You're going to move by faith.
Right. As far as some of the people in the group that we've talked to, it was kind of, the same way for them at first. It was kind of like, now what, Most High? And, the Ruach had to stir us up and be like, now what? You going to keep doing what I told you to do. That's what.
Right.
That's what. Brother Atur, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you read what Minister Teo put? And welcome to the show tonight, Brother Teo. Can you read that for us?
Yeah, let's see. Salama, Tanzania is such an amazing place. Arusha is cooler than Dar es Salaam if Dar is too hot for you. But Dar es Salaam is the New York of Tanzania. It really is.
Yes.
It really. Now, I know that the brothers been doing their research also. We hoping that when the Most High makes a way for them, we're gonna bump into them at a coffee shop out there.
That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing. So
but
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying, no, you're cool. The rest of the people that we talked to, they were kind of bummed out as well. But for the most part, from what we hear, the new president there, she's staying the course that Magufuli was on because she's been under Magufuli since 2005.
Right.
So, the way that basically he's taught her the way, and so she, from what we have heard, we read somebody translated a speech that she gave earlier this week, and she has kicked more people out of
more corrupt leaders, just like how Magufuli was big on get rid of corrupt leaders.
She's kicked a lot more out, and a lot of the things that people were, you know, embezzling money and different things, having reports saying we have money for this, but you can't show me what the money is doing, where it's going. She just like called them all out and was like, you have until this time to show me where that money went or is going. Or
all right. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Okay, so the Most High is continuing to move in that land, because you know a lot of us was kind of nervous for a minute. Thank you so much, Sister Judea Songs. I want to say shalom to my sister. I'm so glad to be here. Great info as usual. Thank you so much, sis, and I'm looking forward to having you on real soon. But that, you know, guys, that I'm gonna be honest, you know, we really do, as you said, we have to come out of our Europeanized mindsets, right? Our colonized, and it's a process. It is a process that's ongoing, right? Because we have been force-fed from the time we were very young that when it comes to Africa, that's no place where you want to go. You know, you got the extended bellies and with the children and the flies, and you know, for a cup of coffee you can feed an entire village. You know, all of that stuff we've heard for such a long time. And then when we look now, praise Yah that he's used social media in the way he's allowed this avenue for us, because then we get an opportunity to see that so many of these other nations, they've been taking advantage of the resources. They've been taking advantage of, you know, of the land. And we've been sitting back here, you know, for so long, of course, before the Most High really started waking us up saying, oh, you know, no, I can't go to no Africa. I can't do this. I can't do that. And, you know, Darby spoke about that a lot, too. He spoke about the fact that we'd be so afraid just to leave our own little, you know, neighborhood, won't even go over to the next bridge because of that fear. So it's so important. You know what I'm saying? It's so important to make these steps and measures. What kind of properties do they have? You said that it's like the New York. Minister Tay, you said it's like the New York of New York City. This how do you say this again? Dharmasol? Is that how you say it? I'm saying it wrong.
Dar es Salaam.
Okay. So, what kind? If it's a city, is it set up like condos or single family homes, or what is the residential place? All of it's there.
They got all that. They got skyscrapers. They got a mall over there that's got 11 floors in it. They got skyscrapers. They got they got regular neighborhoods. They got compounds. They got apartments, townhouses. They got it all.
Right. And there are different sides. There's definitely the touristy side where, of course, it's a little bit nicer because of all the tourists. Of course, you're going to pay a little bit more if you want to live over there. But the city is a hustle and bustle city. Like, you have thousands of people
moving. Like when you watch videos of New York and how they moving, just like Minister Taylor just said, yes,
it's like that. The big tall buildings, I mean cars, bijajis, what they call them, bodas, the motorcycles. It's a hustle and bustle, but you know, you have new build houses if you want to move in. I was actually looking at one yesterday, you know, because they have a community that they just built, and they're new build houses starting at 3 bedrooms, and they're only asking to rent them out 800,000 shillings, which is only about $350 a month.
Stop it. All right, that's it.
Let me answer this young lady's question real quick here.
You just spoke my love language.
Let me answer Sister Lashana's question. So here's the cool part about Tanzania. There's no such thing as a lollipop over there. So, and the cool part is, like most places, when you fly, like if you fly to the UK, you got to show that you had a COVID test. I'm sorry. Yeah. A test done. Sorry, Lashonda.
And are you trying to get me?
My bad. Look, I'm sorry. Look, I put the rest on your books. All right. And they're not doing the lollipops over there. So when you go to the airport, and they be like, let's see your paperwork. All you do is say, I'm going to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And they go, oh, well, it's not required. And you go, I know. I'm not fooling with these people.
They will try and get you.
Yeah, they will try to
get you. But just know that it is not required if that is your final destination. And if your layover is only like 3 hours, because you do have a layover in either, I think,
Addis Ababa,
or Istanbul, Turkey. Yeah. So if you have a short layover,
right,
you do not need a CV test. But if you have like a 24-hour layover or something like that,
anything over 8 hours, anything over 8 hours, then you do.
Because of the other countries, not because of TZ, but because of the other countries.
Right. But now if you stay in the airport that whole 24 hours in the area, they won't bother you. But like if you decide I'm going to go outside of the airport and get a hotel since my layover is so long, when you come back into the airport the next day for your flight, then they will require you to have one. But if you stay in the airport, you're good to go. But I made sure that we had a very short layover in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So
literally, we are driving 8 hours away to catch our flight just because we ain't doing no CV stuff here.
Right. That's understandable. Now, speaking of driving, you all took a drive recently back to South Florida to visit some folks and give them some news. Tell us a little bit about that journey for you, because again, we're going to segue into what y'all are doing with Stepping Stones to Home. And I caught that episode. That was very interesting. Y'all mind if I show a portion of that episode?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna pull this up, guys. This is a lot of fun. I'm gonna show Grandma's part. Grandma was funny. Let me get this on here. Hold on just 1 second. Let's see here. Let's see. Oops. Okay. I want to pull this up. So, Stepping Stones to Home. Stepping Stones to Home, and it's with the number 2, you guys. And they just started the channel. So, here we go. We're going to take a look here. No. I'm doing the wrong one. You taking my sister where?
Yeah.
I like that. That title was really cute. So we're going to pull over here, and let me see if I can pull up You Told Grandma what you're getting ready to do.
Go back a little bit.
No,
it's after
that. After that.
Oh, it's after that one. Keep going.
Yeah,
keep
right
going.
Here.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, Grandma's coming up. All right, guys. Y'all take a listen to this.
Joining you guys. How do you feel about hearing that your granddaughter is going to be going to Tanzania, Africa?
Well, I feel sad. I wish y'all had went when I was younger. I'm much older now. I'd be really sad about that. But if you all got to go, I know you'll do good by her and she'll do good by you. And I'll be happy while you're there. So I know you all will do the best thing when you get there. So I'll be happy for that. That's what I'll be happy for. And I'll be happy for her to know that she have you. And I love you too.
And I love you too. And just for the record, y'all, Grandma is only 21.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm gonna miss my grandma, y'all.
Oh, that was so cute. That was so adorable. Grandma was like, "That's right. I'm 21."
That was a good version.
Adorable. I loved it. I love her realness, but she was, she was like, "I'm going to miss y'all. I don't necessarily want y'all to go, but I know that if you go, that you're in good hands." And I love that, Brother Atur. I love that she just, lifted you up in that moment, because it is a lot on your shoulders, being a husband, like you talked about earlier. This is a mandate that is on your shoulders to take care of your family. And for those of you who have asked if they have children, their children are grown, so they're good. But yes, how does all of the family overall feel about this move?
Oh, I overall, it's positive now. It wasn't positive at first when we first broke the news, but we had to let them know, just like the Most High called us here, He's calling us. It's not us. We didn't have it in our hearts to go to Africa, but it's the Most High. And
I come from a family. I thank the Most High for the parents He gave me. They didn't know the truth, but they was close. When we were growing up, and my dad, he got called away with us when we were little children, and the family had a fit when he left. So he understood, and my siblings understood, because we went through some stuff through my dad actually backtracking and being disobedient to what the Most High had said. So we understand, my siblings, they understand that if the Most High tells you to go, then you have no choice, because we lived a nightmare because of disobedience growing up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Literally. But besides that, we have some that don't want us to go, think that we just like don't care about them. But but
No.
for the most part,
Mhm.
it was received well by them.
That's
Yeah.
really good. That's good. And you know the thing about it, I know they felt that same way when y'all said y'all moving to Georgia too. Right? They're like, what do you mean?
Oh
What do you mean
yeah.
you're leaving us? So it's an adjustment. But you guys, you really are doing what Yah's called you to do. You know, of course, because we've known each other such a long time, you know, we're brother and sister. And it's like, you know, my heart from the time y'all told me, it's just like the family. It's like, you know, I'm saddened in one sense, right? Because like I want to be able to put my arms around you and give you a hug and sit around the house and, you know, play video games, not video games, but, you know, board games, because, you know,
Like
Brother
we
Thur
used
used
to
to
do.
cheat. He used
Sit
to
up all
cheat.
night talking like we used to do.
Now, let me tell y'all, don't play him in Monopoly, okay? Because that's it. Okay?
Straight cheating all night.
Listen, y'all, I don't cheat. It's not my fault that they don't have skills. All right,
No.
our people have
Oh,
always learned how to hustle. Look,
oh,
it's Monopoly. It's a game of
we,
hustle.
now we ain't going there tonight. You know, the devil is a lie. Okay? But you know, at the same time, when y'all said that y'all were going to Georgia, and to see how y'all has used you in such a remarkable way, because he's put you with so many people, and at towards the end of the video, I saw that y'all had such a strong support system there, of people who love and encourage you and pray for you. And to know that you're going in this direction, that Yah is faithful to do even greater things through you guys in this part of your journey. And you know, I'm so proud of you. I remember when you emailed me and you said, "Oh, got the tickets," and it was just like, wow, this is a big move for y'all. So I'm so excited and so encouraged. Tell us a little bit about Stepping Stones to Home and some of the things that we can look forward to on your new channel.
All right. So with Stepping Stones to Home, of course, you know, you hear the name, it's the Stepping Stones to Home. It's a play off that narrow path that we have to take to follow the Most High. You know, of course, it's about our journey to repatriation. You know, we're going to walk everybody down through every step we took, from getting our visas, our passports, the tickets, the research that we did. You know, we're going to share all these links with everyone as we go through it. You know, sharing the reactions from our families. We've got some going away parties that are set up. You know, we're going to, you know, show videos from that. We're also going to be talking about Black love, Black marriage. You know, in biblical marriage.
Yes.
You know, that's a ministry that the Most High gave us. You know, He's blessed us to have been married for 18 years, you know, and
Right.
you know, He's poured a lot into this marriage. And, you know, we just want to share that with everyone, especially in our community.
Because staying together in the Black household is not something that's really taught as much as it needs to be, especially from a biblical standpoint. Yeah. You know, and along with that, you know, the stepping stones to home, our ultimate home is the kingdom of Yah.
Yeah.
You know, so we're also going to be talking about the steps that it takes to make sure that we are upright in our walk with the Most High. You know, that when He looks down, that He does see the blood of His Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, upon us.
Hallelujah.
You know, and that, you know, at the last day, you know, when we return to that gate, the Messiah is there to open that gate and say, welcome. you know.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That
That's
was
right.
definitely the inspiration.
Wow, I'm going to put your channel in the chat real quick. And guys, if y'all have not gotten an opportunity to subscribe to their channel, I'm going to ask y'all to just go on over there quickly and do so. Support them because they're doing such a phenomenal job. And, you know, a lot of times with us, we get so inundated with all of the bad news, all of the media that's constantly, you know, pulling on us and bringing us into greater heights of trauma. When we see our brothers and sisters taking these steps of faith, we need to support them. We really need to push and make sure that they know that we got their back. We have their back in prayer. We got their back financially, if need be. We have their back with talent, with skill, and that's how we work together. That's how we work together as a family. So go over there and subscribe to their channel. We're getting ready to wrap up, but before we do, I want to give y'all some final words to speak over us, some wisdom, some encouragement, and anything that y'all lays on your heart.
Well, I just wanted to add to what my husband said about the channel. Marriage is something that's near and dear to our hearts. The family structure is so important to us as believers, you know, Hebrew believers, especially because of what was done to the households, how it was broken up purposely. And our channel on Friday nights, we're going to be having segments called Friday Night Date Night. It's not just for couples or married people, but it's for singles as well that desire to be married. We're going to be talking about a lot of things that Yah allowed us to go through. When I got married, I was 19. And so it was definitely trial and error. Yes, Brew Queen, we definitely will. It was definitely trial and error. And so we're going to be sharing a lot of our story, a lot of things that the Most High has helped us through, has helped us to learn how to do, coming from a ready-made family and dealing with just a lot of stuff. I'm going to be having marriage counselors on to help counsel some of our couples and things like that, because it's very important for us to learn how to conduct our households the way that the Most High desires for them to be. The marriage, his way, the hierarchy in the households, and not just what a lot of, I have to say, guys, especially some of our Hebrew men, think it's supposed to be, as far as being dominating and all sorts of things like that, but the love that you're supposed to show to your spouse and just so many things. And so that's very important to us, because all that trickles down to your children, you know, and how your children comes out. It is a direct result of, first and foremost, the household they were raised in. It does have a lot to do about the people that you allow them to be around, children and everything, but the household, they see a lot, you know, and especially, you know, you have a lot of junk, generational curses and stuff that you still haven't had broken off of you, and all that is just trickling right down to the children. So we're going to talk about a lot of those things and how to have those generational curses broken off of you, and
just how to submit to each other.
Yes, and how to love each other with the love of Yah, because it's been Yah that has kept our marriage together this long. It's been Yah, and it's been definitely learning to submit to the Most High when you want to run away, you know, and you hear the Ruach speaking, learning to say, yes, Ruach, yes, okay, you know. So we're going to be talking about a lot of those things. For anybody that desires to repatriate, we definitely will be sharing everything with you. And I just want to encourage everybody, if you hear the call, I'm not going to tell you to go anywhere without consulting the Most High first, because you could be shooting yourself in the foot. But if you hear the call, don't be afraid. Don't
That's
be
right.
afraid to step out on faith. Remember, fear is not of Yah. Yes, fear does come and it tries to attack, but we have authority over that fear. We choose to submit to that fear or to rebuke that fear.
That's
So
right.
choose Yah, okay? Even
Hallelujah.
when things seem a little scary, choose Yah because Yah has us. Remember the 23rd Psalms. We all grew up with that. That's the one that we all knew in church, right? The Lord is my shepherd. So,
Right.
yea, do I walk through the
That's right.
valley of
The
shadows of
shadow
death,
of
I
death.
will fear no evil.
Fear
So
no evil.
when we go through these times where we don't know, we're unsure, we know that if the Most High has called us, He's going to take care of us. He's going to prepare. It may not be peaches and cream because guess what? This whole walk ain't been peaches and cream, so don't expect for it to be no different.
That's right.
And just caveating off what my wife is saying, one of the biggest mistakes that we make as believers in general is that we believe that this walk with Christ is just going to be, like she said, peaches and cream. And we forget that he said according to his will, meaning he's going to give you what he feels you need.
That's right.
You might think and you might feel, I deserve that Bentley, I deserve that big 12-bedroom house. But the Most High might say,
Yeah, if I give you this, you're not going to serve me, because if you have no need, then you don't call on me. And a lot of people don't want to accept that, and that plays a role in your marriage also, as you go into these marriages seeking earthly things without seeking the spiritual things in the revelations of what it means to be married Yah's way. So
Yes.
So yeah, that's my 2 cents, y'all. Don't be scared if He's calling you. But definitely, I know it's a lot going on and where we are right now all around the world, but we can't fear that either. Because remember, these things have to happen. If anything, you know that all the hell that's breaking loose is getting us closer to where we want to be, which is the kingdom.
right.
So, whether we get caught up and get taken out, well, guess what? You there. We don't want to, but we have to change our attitudes about things. We have to go back and remember how the patriarchs were. Remember, how they were, what we have read in the Bible. We can't love our lives that much to where we're not willing to lay them down.
Ain't that the truth? That's a
You don't
word
want to be
right
like
there.
the young rich ruler. You don't want to be like the young rich ruler, who followed all the commandments and everything. But when the Most High told him to sell everything he had,
he wasn't willing to do it because he didn't realize that by following Christ, I was going to experience and have more things than I ever could imagine.
Hallelujah.
And that's how we look at this move to Africa. Yes, we're leaving what we know, what we're comfortable with, but I love Yah more than I love being comfortable.
Hallelujah. Yes.
That's right. That's right. And I love everything that y'all saying, and I know we're going to get so much more of that. It's going to be so meaty. It's going to be so rich. I know that y'all are called to this marriage ministry personally, and I love all the things that y'all add. This is going to be such a complete journey. And I love even the name Stepping Stones to Home, because it's like a dual meaning. You're talking about the home, but at the same time, you're talking about the home, but at the same time, you're talking about the home. Okay,
Exactly.
so it's like, you talk about on multiple levels, and it's so important for us to understand that Yah has in mind for us to have an abundant life, a full life, a life that is lived well, a life that is lived full of faith and not full of fear. And you all are doing everything that you can to walk according to His purpose for your life. And I love that. So guys, I'm excited for you. I am. I am nervous for you, of course, but at the same time, I'm really excited for you because I know that Yah is with you and I know that you are doing His will. So that's important. I'm going to read this last comment before we get out here. It says, teammates has stated, He will forge us through fire to cleanse the impurity, meaning it's not going to be an easy walk. Still worth it to get to where we need to get to and become who He has made us to be. Hallelujah.
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 Yes.
That's it right there. What an amazing comment. I love that. So guys, again, I'm going to add some things to the description link. some information about them a little bit later on as well. Again, please subscribe to their channel, support them in this journey. And of course, we're going to have them back on here at Shonda at Large as they continue to get ready to, but hopefully right before y'all get ready to actually board your plane, we'll get a chance to get y'all back on. But thank y'all so much for being a part of the channel tonight. Congratulations for the official launch of Stepping Stones to Home. You're welcome. You're welcome so much. And family, y'all know what I say all the time. We got to do even now. We got to love ourselves without hating our enemies. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all again soon. Salama family. Love you and peace.